All right, this is our final one. John, and we'll start with you. What's more likely in the scenario from Angelion? If the Paramount deal falls off, WB goes back to Netflix or stays independent?
You know, again, for the record, I do think the Paramount deal will go through. I've been making several editorial videos about all the ways it could fall apart. But it is possible it could fall apart. I still think it'll go through, but it is like for many, many reasons could fall apart. Hell, Paramount could go bankrupt before this deal closes with the debt load that they're carrying. Okay, so let's say that for argument's sake that the Paramount deal falls apart. What then happens with Warner Brothers? I think Warner Brothers then goes back. And you know what? Talking about playing 4D chess, I think part of the reason that Netflix, when Paramount submitted a much bigger bid, a bid that Netflix thinks is insane and that they're overpaying, part of me doesn't wonder if the reason Netflix didn't even think about it, they just immediately said, okay, we're out, is because they believe there's no way it can work. And all they got to do is now step aside, wait for the deal to fall apart, wait for Paramount to run out of money, wait for their stock to be listed as junk, which already happened the other day. We talked about that yesterday. And then step in and get it for the exact dollar amount they wanted to. The advantage Warner Brothers has, though, is that they don't have to sell to anybody. Their stock is significantly higher than when they split off from AT&T. As Rob often points out, they have had a ridiculous slew of high quality, profitable movies. Their two films are the two front runners for the Oscars this year. They've got a whole bunch of stuff, but we've already talked about the Harry Potter series and all this great stuff that they're doing. Warner Brothers is in a great spot where they can go back to Netflix if Netflix is offering the money that they want. Mm-hmm. And if they don't offer the money that they want, no big deal. We'll just keep operating as Netflix or separately. But I do think that if the Paramount deal falls apart, the more likely thing is that Netflix does re-enter the chat and Netflix and Warner Brothers gets a deal done. Again, that's not a lock. I think there's a very strong argument to be made for Warner Brothers staying independent. But what's more likely? I think it's more likely Netflix comes in and gets Warner Brothers. Rob, what do you think?
I agree. And in this day and age, I mean, Warner Brothers is essentially embattled. You know, you had AT&T that came in and didn't work out very well. I mean, before that, you had Kevin Tsujihara's administration that was kind of a mess. And then you had AT&T come in, and then you had Warner Discovery, and now you've got, I mean, I feel like armies keep trying to come to the gates of Warner Brothers and take the studio. But one of the things about, I agree with you, I think Netflix would probably come back. But what I like, if Ted Sarandos is really telling the truth and they want to keep Warner Brothers intact, and why wouldn't they? You know, then it would protect Warner Brothers from other people. No one's going to wrest Warner Brothers away from Netflix. And they'll keep their theatrical as long as the theatrical business is viable, and they'll keep putting their movies over onto Netflix. It's a win-win for everybody. But I think you're right. I think that's what's absolutely more likely.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.